Then his decision to render punishment o textoi acute muritra longo, Rephaim 778. The Amalekites, who had escaped into Mount Seir. The Simeonites then took over this territory. 1 ch 4. 41-43. 4. Apostexilic descendant of David. 1 ch 3. 5, 9, 10, 21. 5. An official in Jerusalem who helped on Nehemiah's project of repairing Jerusalem's wall. Son of Hur. Eni 3. 9. Rephaim Rethamiddle.im. A tall people or tribe. There is uncertainty as to the meaning and origin of the name. Likely, they were called Rephaim because of being descendants of a man named Rephah. At 2 Samuel 21. 16 hectares middle.ra. Literally, the Rephah seems to employ the father's name to stand for the entire giant race. At some early period the Rephaim evidently dwelt east of the Dead Sea. The Moabites, who dispossessed them, referred to the Rephaim as Imim, frightful things. The Ammonites called them Zamzumim, possibly from a root meaning have in mind. Scheme. 2. 10, 11, 19, 20. When King Chedorlaomer of Elam came to fight 5 rebellious kings near the Dead Sea, taking Lot captive, he defeated the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karnaim. GE 14. 1, 5. This locates the Rephaim at that time in Bashan, east of the Jordan. Shortly thereafter God said that he would give Abraham's descendants the promised land, which included territory where the Rephaim lived. GE 15. 18-20. More than 400 years later, just before Israel entered Canaan, the land of the Rephaim was still identified with Bashan. There the Israelites defeated Og the king of Bashan. The 3. 3, 11, 13. Jos 12. 4. 13. 12, who alone remained of what was left of the Rephaim. It is uncertain whether this means that he was the last king of the Rephaim or that he was the last of the Rephaim in that section, for Rephaim were shortly found W of the Jordan. In the Promised Land the Israelites had problems with the Rephaim, for some of them persisted in the forests of the mountainous region of Ephraim. The sons of Joseph were afraid to drive them away. Jos 17. 14-18. When David was fighting the Philistines, he and his servants struck down 4 men born to the Rephaim in Gath. One of them was described as a man of extraordinary size, whose fingers and toes were in 6s. 24. The description of their armor indicates that they were all men of great stature. One of these was Lami, the brother of Goliath the Gittite. 1 ch 20. 4-8. This Goliath, whom David killed, was in height 6 cubits and a span 2.9 meters, 9.5 feet. 1 to 17. 4-7. The account at 2 Samuel 21. 16-22 reads Goliath, instead of the brother of Goliath, as at 1 Chronicles 20. 5, which may indicate that there were 2 Goliaths. See Goliath. The Hebrew Rephamiddle.im is used in another sense in the Bible. Sometimes it clearly applies, not to a specific people, but to those who are dead. Linking the word to a root meaning drop down, relax, some scholars conclude that it means sunken, powerless ones. In texts where it has this sense, the New World Translation renders it those impotent in death, and many other translations use renderings such as dead things, deceased, and dead. Job 26. 5. PS 88. 10. PR 2. 18. 9. 18. 21. 16. Isla 14. 9. 26. 14, 19. Rephaim, low plain of. A broad plain or valley near Jerusalem. Presumably it got its name from the tall people named the Rephaim who must have lived there at one time. It is listed as a boundary between the territories of Judah and Benjamin. Jos 15. 1, 8. 18. 11, 16. At its northern end was a mountain or a ridge that faced the valley of Hinnom. The traditional identification for the lower plain of Rephaim is the plain of the Bakatus of the Temple Mount. It descends for about 1.5 kilometers 1 mi and then narrows into the Wadi el-Werd Nihal Rephaim. The plain's fertility is a 17. 5. As well as its proximity to Jerusalem and Bethlehem would have made it desirable to the Philistines. 2 Ch 23. 13, 14. 1 Ch 11. 15-19. After David had been anointed as king over Israel, the Philistines made raids in the lower plain of Rephaim. David followed Otex to Acute Miritra Longo, approach 779 from the Red Sea to Mount Sinai. Upon leaving the wilderness of Sin, they encamped at Dovka, then Elash, and finally Rephidim. X 17. 1. New 33. 12-14. Lacking water at Rephidim, the people complained and quarreled with Moses. At God's direction Moses took some of the older men to the rock in Horeb, evidently the mountainous region of Horeb, not Mount Horeb, and struck a rock with his rod. Water flowed, apparently reaching to the people camped in Rephidim. X 17. 2-7. The Amalekites attacked the Israelites in Rephidim, but with Joshua leading in the fighting,